Dugan, nice and easy. Cool.
At catcher, number 42, Victoria Andrade. At third base, number 9, Cody Gora.
I always like to give
At second
producers
base, number
credit,
10,
so
Mackenzie
thank you. Yeah,
Berman.
for sure, man. Thank you
In
for
center
doing it.
field, number 24,
Good stuff.
Abigail Wells.
You have no idea. I'm
And
just sitting
pitching,
here
number
all day
5,
waiting for someone
Isabella
else to come
Urti.
out.
Say it again.
I said,
The
you have
Yellow
no
Jackets
time.
are
I just sit
coached by
behind you
Shalise
and take pictures
Tolentino.
of you as you go
She
out.
is
Good. That's
assisted
a
by
good thing.
Victoria Roberts and
No,
Kaylee
that
Kemp.
honestly good. Do it.
And now for the starting lineup for your Adelphi University Panthers. Batting first at second base, a junior from Port Jefferson Station, New York, number
Some
15,
clapping. I
Emily
got you.
Whitman. Batting second in center field, a senior from Stamford, Connecticut, number 00, Lauren O'Neill.
Oh, she's 00.
Batting
Okay.
third at DP, a sophomore from Levittown, New York, number 8, Daniela Roselli.
You know, because online
Batting
is 0.
fourth at first base, a
On the
freshman
website,
from
you see that?
Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, number 12, Faith Camilleri. Batting fifth in left
Listen,
field, a
I may
freshman from
be
Sterling, New
like,
Jersey, number 6,
psychologically
Sophia
insane,
Cicchetti.
so
Batting
don't,
sixth at catcher,
don't yell at her.
a freshman
That
from
might be my
Carlstadt, New
fault.
Jersey, number 2, Angela Lignelli.
Yeah.
Batting seventh in right field, a freshman from Fairborn, Ohio, number 7, Kendall Wynn. Batting eighth at third base, a junior from Edison, New Jersey, number 4, Ashley Lombardi. Batting ninth at shortstop, a sophomore from Hyde Park, New York, number 10, Amanda Owens. And pitching, a senior from Hopewell Junction, New York, number 11, Allie Moeller. The Panthers are coached by Carla Campagna and assisted by Brenna Martini and Lou Vanacore. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
Sound check 1 2. Sound check 1 2. You got me loud and clear.
You're live?
Division II Conference Commissioners Association.
The sun is shining down on Garden City, New York this afternoon as your Adelphi University Panthers look to extend their winning streak to 3 and 4 respectively in a doubleheader this afternoon when they welcome conference foe American International College Yellow Jackets to Janet L. Fickey Field. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our exclusive presentation of Any 10 softball right here on Any 10 Now TV. I'm Joey Jarzinka. The Yellow Jackets enter this afternoon's doubleheader on a 3-game skid. Looking to flip its fortunes is head coach Shalise Tolentino, also looking for her 19th win in 3 seasons. She sends out her ace, Isabella Urti, to the circle. We will get some more information on her later on in the broadcast. But for the Panthers, head coach Carla Campagna and her squad look to continue its winning ways and extend its current streak to 3, looking for its 4th win in 5 games. Senior righty Allie Muller looks to build off her previous 19 strikeouts in her 2 starts and in the circle this afternoon. Let's get to the American International lineup first. And leading off is number 2, Jayla Santos, the shortstop, followed by Olivia Ortega, the right fielder. Casey Allison at first base, cleaning up the designated player, Brianna Rivera. The left fielder, Alexis Jimenez, will bat 5th. Batting 6th is Victoria Andrade, the catcher. Batting 7th is the third baseman, Cody Gora, the young freshman, Cody Gora, who will be seeing her first few at-bats as a NCAA player, followed by Mackenzie Berman, the second baseman, and 9th is Abigail Wells, the center fielder. Well, let's get things going here, ladies and gentlemen. Allie Muller is in the circle. We'll get to the defensive alignment in just a second here at Janet L. Fickey Field. Santos is ready, Muller is ready, and we are underway here from Janet Elficki Field in Garden City. First pitch is a called strike. The officials here this afternoon, the umpires Pablo Oliveras and Carrie Ann Smith. Pablo Oliveras is behind the plate. Count 1-1 on Santos. Santos against Lemoyne, where American International, they fell in their last 3 out of 4 games. They lost by a combined 21-10. And they've lost 3 out of their last 4 games. And just prior to their mini 3-game skid, they were actually on a 4-game winning streak before the April 2nd contest at Lemoyne was postponed due to inclement weather. And it's really unfortunate because that is the tale for this season for a lot of these programs because of not only COVID-19, but also because of inclement weather. And it's very difficult to get a rhythm going in any sport this whole academic year, 2020-21. But I'm sure that they are all grateful to just be playing. The 1-1 to Santos. She signals bunt, then comes back and fouls right behind the plate. So the defensive alignment for your Adelphi Panthers, Cicchetti, O'Neill, Wynn from left to right, and the infield, Lombardi, Owens, Whitman, Camilleri. In the circle is Muller, and Lignelli is the catcher. Here's the 1-2 for Santos. She foul tips that one back. Count remains at 1-2. American International College, the Yellow Jackets, they are in their, no pun intended, yellow uniforms with black font, a white outline. That one is hit up the middle and off of the glove of Emily Whitman. That's going to head in for a base hit into center field to get things going here in game number 1 of 2 this afternoon. So surely that will be in error. On Whitman. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Olivia Ortega, in the last couple of games against Lemoyne in games 1 and 2, most notably game 2. She was 0 for 2 with a walk. And on the base path, she was caught stealing. Signals bunt. That one is up high. And drops. Count is 0-2. Casey Allison, the first baseman, is due up next. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and hit over the head of Camilleri. That's going to fall in for a base hit. And now with one runner in scoring position, runners on first and second with nobody out, that's going to bring up the first baseman, Casey Allison. The Woodbourne, New York native, currently averaging a .275 batting average. Has 8 RBIs on the season, and also sports 1 home run with an on-base percentage of .315. So she's also got 14 hits, so she is a contact hitter. Doesn't necessarily hit for power. First pitch swung on and missed there by Allison. The dimensions at Janet Elficki Field, left field, straightaway left field, 210. Left center field is 217. Straightaway center, 220. Down the line and right is 210. And right center field is also 217. So not really, as that one is popped up and caught there by the catcher Lignelli for the first out, and everyone stays put on the base path.
Now batting number
Not really many funky dimensions as we were bringing up earlier. That's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, the designated player, Brianna Rivera, Lawrence, Massachusetts native. 12 hits, on-base percentage of .309 against Lemoyne in the most recent contest. She went 0 for 3, but in the first game of that doubleheader, she went 2 for 3 with an RBI double, and she was also hit by a pitch, too. Another reason why for that on-base percentage to be nice and high when you get hit by a pitch. Santos at second, Ortega at first. Rivera in the dish. Muller in the circle. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and chopped right to the shortstop. And the throw to Camilleri from Owens is complete. The runners will advance and move up. Santos to third, Ortega at second. But now with 2 outs, it's going to bring up the left fielder, Alexis Jimenez. Alexis Jimenez comes in with the team's leading batting average. Carla Campagna checking with Carrie Ann Smith. Shalise Tolentino on the third base line as the third base coach, with assistant coach Victoria Roberts, or excuse me, rather, volunteer assistant coach Kaylee Kempf, who is in the coach's box on the first base side. Jimenez swings and misses for the first strike of the at-bat. 2 down here from Vicky Field. Runners on second and third. 2 runners in scoring position. And a great call there by Pablo Olivares. Had Jimenez thinking about it. Did not swing. Counts 0-2. Here's the 0-2. That one's fouled back. Lignelli grabs that one. Swung on and down the left field line, heading into the bullpen. And foul. Oh, and 2 is the count. Muller with the pitch. Just outside. First base is empty. Santos at third, Ortega at second. Here's the 1-2 from Muller. Foul back. Right now, Adelphi University in front nicely in the NE10 Southwest Division. Sporting an 8-2 conference record, 10-4 overall. Southern Connecticut State with a win percentage right behind them as Ali Muller lands a strikeout as Alexis Jimenez goes down on strike swinging, and that will end the top of the first inning. So following the opening top half of the inning of the contest, 1 hit, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. Let's head to the bottom of the first, ladies and gentlemen. Whitman, O'Neill, Rosselli due up when we return on NE10Now.tv. After the top of the first inning, a little bit of trouble for Allie Mueller. Let's get things started here in the bottom of the first inning with a starting lineup for the Adelphi University Panthers. Leading off for Adelphi, second baseman Emily Whitman, the one that did make the error in the top of the first inning. Center fielder Lauren O'Neill, 0-0, followed by Danny Rosselli, the designated player. Faith Camilleri will be cleaning up at first base. Sophia Cicchetti, the left fielder, batting fifth. Batting sixth, Angela Lignelli, the catcher. Batting seventh, Kendall Wynn, the right fielder. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Ashley Lombardi. And ninth is Amanda Owens, the shortstop. Isabella Erdy is in the circle for American International College. A little bit about her. Sporting a 2.15 ERA, coming in with 29 strikeouts on the season, a 42 and a third innings pitched. And in her last contest, she was credited with the loss with 6 full innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, 4 strikeouts, a triple, and 87 total pitches in the contest against Lemoyne in the 3-2 nail-biting loss that tallied their third loss in as many games. So the count being 0-2 on Emily Whitman. That one is fouled back into the netting. And foul. That one is hit to the second baseman in Berman for the 4-3 out to start things off. And the way Mackenzie Berman was playing, she was in shallow right. So great positioning defensively to start for American International. That's going to bring up 0-0 the center fielder in Lauren O'Neill. Coming off of a contest against University of New Haven in Game 2, 1 for 3 with an RBI double. And a strikeout. She did not play last year due to COVID-19. Counts 1-1. And Lauren O'Neill jumps into that one. Count 2-1. Thought about it. Infield in. That one is chopped right past Berman, and that's going to fall in for a base hit into center field. With the Panthers getting their first base runner aboard, that's going to bring up the designated player in Daniela Rosselli. Coming in with a .435 average, 7 RBIs, on-base percentage of .500, and she's only a sophomore, 5'6". And the runner goes. The throw is in time. And Lauren O'Neill is caught stealing for the second out. So great throw from the catcher Victoria Andrade. And a good job there from Jayla Santos and Mackenzie Berman defensively as well, the two middle infielders. Count 1-1 on Danny Rosselli. 1 for 3 with an RBI, most recent outing. Takes ball 2. In the first contest on April 5th, which was on Monday against University of New Haven, she went 2 for 3 with a home run, 2-run shot. And she had 2 hits as well. That one's going to fall into the stands on the first base side. Counts 2-2. So no one on base currently, with Lauren O'Neill getting caught stealing on the throw from Victoria Andrade. Erdy with the pitch in the dirt. Counts full 3-2. North Attleboro, Massachusetts native, looking for her 30th strikeout of the year. Nope, that one is in the dirt. She'll have to wait another batter for that 30th strikeout as Danny Rosselli works a walk.
Number 12, Faith Camilleri.
It's going to bring up the cleanup hitter in Faith Camilleri. Faith Camilleri right now has 9 RBIs on the season, which ranks 3rd in the NE10. .360 on-base percentage again. Hit a double, worked a walk, scored a run, but did strike out against UNH. So we were bringing up earlier about how the Adelphi lead within the conference standings continues to grow. They're 8-2. The next closest is Southern Connecticut State University at 3-3, and that's because of win percentage. American 7-9 overall, 6-6 in the NE10. Carla Campagna looking for a 46th win in this one. For those that are just joining us, we can't thank you enough for tuning in to NE10now.tv. I'm Joey Jarzinka, Sean Dugan, our producer, doing fantastic work as always. Count is 2-2. American International with 1 hit, as is Adelphi. Swung on and missed. And down on strikes goes Faith Camilleri. And as we did say earlier, Isabella Erdy did get her 30th strikeout on that one of the season. So following the caught stealing, only 1 runner left on base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and as we did say, 1 runner is stranded, and that is Danny Rosselli. Let's get back to this in just a few minutes, folks, with the 6, 7, 8 hitters, Andrade, Gora, and Berman due up for American when we return on NE10now.tv. Top of the second here from Janet L. Fickey Field. American International Yellow Jackets and your Adelphi University Panthers. Ali Muller back in the circle. At the dish, the catcher Victoria Andrade.
Number 42, Victoria Andrade.
Salem, New Hampshire native, 404 on-base percentage. And this team does a fantastic job to get on base. But they do rank in the bottom half of the Southwest Division when runners are in scoring position and in runs scored. So they just have to get those clutch hits that they have been missing and yearning throughout Shalise Tolentino's tenure. 3rd season with a record of 18-50. Here's the 2-1 from Muller. Just outside. Pablo Oliveras does not give Muller that call. Count is 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Foul back. Count runs full. Here's the payoff. Called strike 3, just nicked the inside corner, and down on strikes goes Victoria Andrade to lead things off here in the top of the second inning.
Now batting number 9, Cody Gora.
So that's the second strikeout for Ali Muller. And the third baseman, Cody Gora. Made her NCAA debut this year, the 5'8" freshman out of San Diego. She is looking to snap an 0-for-4 at bat streak. In the last couple of games, that ball is popped up high, and catching that one is Amanda Owens for the second out. So combined 0-for-5 for Cody Gora thus far in the last 3. It's going to bring up the second baseman in Mackenzie Berman,
Now batting
who
number
was
10,
vital
Mackenzie Berman.
on that caught stealing in the last half inning from Lauren O'Neill. Called strike. Mackenzie Berman, 5'6" sophomore second baseman, Camarillo, California. Last year in her NCAA debut, she had a single against Bloomfield on March 7th, 2020, just 5 days before the inevitable. She's come a long way thus far. Counts 0-2. Up high. 1-2. Adelphi Camarillo High School. She was a 2017 Gold Glove Award winner for her high school and conference. Ball's just outside. Counts 2-2. On deck, Abigail Wells, the center fielder. Here's the 2-2. Foul tipped and back. That ball's popped up to shallow center field. Calling off the center fielder is Amanda Owens for the third out. So 1-2-3 inning for Ali Muller. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the bottom of the second inning. Cicchetti, Lignelli win. The 5, 6, 7 hitters due up when we return on any10now.tv. Leading off the bottom of the second inning is the left fielder, Sophia Cicchetti. She signals bunt to start things off. Count 1-0. Utility hitter has a team-high .558 on-base percentage, and why? Because she's worked 12 walks. Fouled that one back. She will be a force in head coach Carla Campagna's lineup and clubhouse for years to come. 2 for 2 with an RBI, a stolen base, and a run scored in the most recent game against University of New Hampshire, or excuse me, University of New Haven. And that contest on Monday was originally scheduled for the 1st, as Cicchetti goes down on strikes, and she swings and misses there to lead off the bottom of the second.
Now batting number 2, Angela Lignelli.
The catcher, Angela Lignelli, first-year freshman out of Carlstadt, New Jersey, Immaculate Conception. 10 hits on the season, majoring in accounting, and pursuing an MBA following graduation. 1-0 count. Erdy in the circle. Up high. Two-0 count. .30 for Sophia Cicchetti, or rather Angela Lignelli. Take strike one. When she was in high school, 2017 first team All Meadowlands League. She also was noticed by NJ.com. By being named to their first team 2 consecutive years in a row. Their third team as well, as that one is fouled down the left field line and foul. Kendall Wynn, the right fielder. Is on deck. Here's the payoff. Chopped foul. Works a walk. Angela Lignelli gets the third base runner on in this contest for the Panthers. With one away, that's going to bring up the right fielder, Kendall Wynn. Three consecutive freshmen in a row. That one's fouled just in front of the bullpen for Adelphi. So we spoke with senior right-handed pitcher Nicole Maingoal about a month ago. And we were asking her about how she is a leader. Had allowed or got these young freshmen comfortable to a wacky first year for them in terms of college experience. She said it really was not that difficult. These girls wanted to come here and play. And they fit right in with everything that Adelphi is trying to build. And we also know where they are just 3 years off. That one is hit into center field. That's going to just be a regular fly out into straightaway center. Caught there by Abigail Wells.
Now batting, number 4, Ashley Lombardi.
So with 2 away, that's going to bring up the third baseman, Ashley Lombardi. Junior infielder, Edison, New Jersey. 4 RBIs on the season. That one is chopped directly to third base. Getting that one is Cody Gora, and that will conclude the bottom half of the second inning. So 5-3 on your score sheets, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching at home. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We got the 9-1-2 hitters due up when we return. Abigail Wells, Jayla Santos, Olivia Ortega when we return on any10now.tv. Zero-zero ball game here from Janet L. Fickey Field.
Batting, number 24, Abigail
American 0, Adelphi 0 in first of 2 on this Wednesday afternoon. Tiny bit of a breeze, but really fantastic to say the least. Allie Muller back in the circle with Abigail Wells summoned to the dish to lead things off here in the top of the third for American International. First pitch is a called strike. Abigail Wells, the freshman out of Windsor, Massachusetts. 285 batting average. Takes a pitch up high. Looking to snap a rough hitless streak. Only 1 game, though, which is a positive. Went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Ball sent in the air to left field. Cicchetti on that one. Good for the first out. That's going to bring up Jayla Santos. And Jalea Santos hit into an E4 in the first inning to lead off this game. She did make it to third before her teammate Alexis Jimenez struck out swinging in the first. That was the only sight of trouble for Allie Muller. Second inning was nice and easy for senior righty. But 2-0 right now for Santos. And Santos not too happy with the call from home plate umpire Pablo Olivares. But counts 2-1. That one is hit into center field, going back, and on the warning track is the center fielder in Lauren O'Neill. Santos rounds second. Will she get to third? She will not. She is out on the throw. Very good job there defensively from Adelphi.
Now batting number 1, Olivia Ortega.
To get that said and done, as Jalea Santos, is out at third. It's going to bring up Olivia Ortega, who now flies that one into center field. O'Neill again having to do some work here defensively in the top of the third inning. So after that, though, ladies and gentlemen, pretty good stuff here. Again, zeros across the board in this one. Bottom of the third inning we come. 9-1-2, Owens, Whitman, O'Neill when we return on any10now.tv. Zeros across. Well, a fantastic job defensively to get the speedster, Jalea Santos, as she was trying to round second and get to third. But a great job defensively by center fielder Lauren O'Neill and the shortstop Amanda Owens doing a great job. And speaking of Owens, she is in the dish. Counts 0-1 right now as she leads off the bottom of the third. Count 1-1. That one is hit into center field and going to fall in for a base hit off of the glove of Abigail Wells. And Amanda Owens gets things started here in the bottom of the third inning
Now batting number 15,
with a hit.
Emily Whitman.
Emily Whitman hit to a ground out to Berman. That one is hit into a base hit. Or hit into center field, rather, for a base hit. Now with 2 runners on, it's going to bring up the center fielder, 00, Lauren O'Neill. Two consecutive shots into center field. Trying to advance the runners there on a bunt was Lauren O'Neill, but she tipped that one. Count is 0-1. No outs. Counts 0-1. 1 runner in scoring position. 2 runners on. Owens at second, Whitman at first. That bunt is just perfect. And Erdy with the 1-3 to get the out, and Lauren O'Neill does the job.
Now batting number 8,
As she advances the runners, Whitman to second, Owens to third. With 2 runners now in scoring position, will bring up the designated player, Danny Rosselli. Danny Rosselli, 0 for 0 with 1 plate appearance and a walk. Pitch up high. Counts 1-0. She's got 7 RBIs this season, 10 hits. Comes in sporting a .500 on-base percentage. Those numbers signify contact and power. And simply getting aboard base. And she's got first base wide open for her. The 2-0, that one is chopped right to Santos. She throws that one to the first baseman, Allison, but a run scores. And Adelphi takes a 1-0 lead. So Rosselli with an RBI and an out. Whitman goes to third. Owens scores. And that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, first baseman, Faith Camilleri. 0 for 1 on the afternoon with a swinging strikeout. Runner at third. That one heads directly to the third baseman, Gora. And that will do with the 5-3. So nice and easy down the stretch for Isabella Erdy. She did have some early troubles in the inning. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner is left on base. Let's go to the top of the 4th here in game 1 of 2. Adelphi with a 1-0 lead, thanks in large part to Danny Rosselli. We'll be right back on the opposite side of this break with Allison Rivera Jimenez due up for American.
number 14, Casey Ellison.
Nice and quick here from Janet L. Fickey Field. 1-0 Adelphi. Allie Muller back in the circle. Will bring up Casey Allison, the first baseman. And again, we are at 1-0 because of Danny Rosselli's RBI ground out to Jalea Santos, the shortstop. This is the first of 2 here this afternoon on any10now.tv. Alongside my guy and producer Sean Dugan, I'm Joey Jarzinga. Can't thank you enough for joining us here this afternoon. And down on strikes
Now batting
goes
for
Casey
Rivera,
Allison
Brianna Rivera.
to lead off the top of the fourth. Brings up the designated player, Brianna Rivera. Just nicked the inside corner of the plate. Counts 1-2. Behind in the count is Brianna Rivera. Called strike three. Down on strikes she goes for the fourth strikeout
Now batting
of Allie Muller's day. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Alexis Jimenez. And Muller is just fanning right now and throwing strikes left and right. Counts 0-1. That ball is sent foul down the left field line, down the third base line rather. Counts 0-2. Allie Muller at 50 pitches. After this, she'll be probably about, or she is at 53 rather. Here's the 0-2, fouled back. Allie Muller looking for her 7th win of her senior season. That one's popped up. Muller should have it, and she does. 1-2-3 inning here as we head into the bottom of the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. 2 strikeouts and a pop-up for Allie Muller. That's fantastic as Adelphi heads into the bottom of the fourth, sporting a 1-0 lead. We'll be right back on the opposite side of this break. Any 10 Now TV is your home for Adelphi University softball.
Now batting number 6, Sophia Cicchetti.
Bottom of the fourth inning from Fickey Field, 1-0 Adelphi. And again, if you're just joining us, 1-3-1. Adelphi leads over 0-2-0 American. Adelphi looking for their 11th win of the abbreviated 2021 season and their 9th conference win of the season. That ball is hit high in the air. Heading back is the left fielder Jimenez. And she catches that one for the first out to lead things off in the bottom of the fourth. Catcher Angela Lignelli. Last time up, worked a walk. Inside, count 2-0. The American dugout not too happy with that call from their vantage point, from where we are just behind the plate. That ball is lasered down the third base line, but foul. Chopper to the third baseman, Gora. A little high, but Allison grabs that one for the second out.
Now batting number 7, Kendall Wynn.
The right fielder, Kendall Wynn. Had a line out into center field. That ball is hit right past the leaning Berman. That's going to fall in for a base hit, as Olivia Ortega had to come in on that one.
Now batting number 4,
Berman was
Ashley Lombardi.
almost in shallow right and on the grass, or on the turf, if you will. It is an AstroTurf field, with obviously the infield dirt being dirt. That's going to bring up Ashley Lombardi. First pitch swinging. Foul down the left field line. Hit into an inning-ending ground out. Assistant coach Lou Vanacore. The few words for his junior infielder. Here's the 0-2. Up high and off goes Wynn from first to second on a wild pitch. Now with a runner in scoring position, American looking to stunt the growth of this lead. Swung on and missed, down on strikes, and American does just that. As the bottom of the fourth inning concludes, so no runs, one hit, no errors, and one runner left on base. Let's go to the top of the fifth inning.
Interested in officiating?
Victoria Andrade, Cody Gora, Mackenzie Berman due up when we return
Athletics Directors Association to reverse
on any10now.tv.
across the United States by encouraging interest in one of the most rewarding avocations.
One nothing is the score from Fickey Field, Janet L. Fickey Field In Garden City, Adelphi leading. Americans Victoria Andrade leads things off for us here in the top of the fifth.
Now batting number 42, Victoria Andrade.
Count 1-1. Coming into this inning, Ali Muller had 54 pitches. We're now at 56. So right on target. She's got a 1-0 lead. Counts 2-1. She is, though, behind in the count on Andrade. That ball's chopped directly to Owens. Good throw to Camilleri for the first out
Now batting number 9,
of the inning.
Cody Gora.
Third baseman Cody Gora popped up to Amanda Owens her last time up. And this time she chops one directly to the third baseman in Lombardi for the 5-3. One pitch and an out.
Batting number 10, Mackenzie Berman.
Mackenzie Berman, the batter. She does foul tip that one in the box. Pablo Oliveira signals to that it was deflected. So the count 1-0. Or excuse me, count 0-1 on the foul. 2 outs, no one on the path. Combined 6 hits in this game, and that one is directly into the glove of Ashley Lombardi. What a catch there from the third baseman. Edison, New Jersey native, caught that one. That one was stymied directly into her glove. My goodness, what a catch for the L5. 1-2-3 inning for Ali Muller. Let's go to the bottom of the fifth. Owens, Whitman, O'Neill due up when we return. 1-0. Adelphi in front on any10now.tv. One 4-1. Adelphi leads. 0-2-0 American International College. On any10now.tv, I'm Joey Jarzinka. Can't thank you enough for joining us here on this Wednesday afternoon, sunny and gorgeous, as Amanda Owens steps into the box. Counts 1-0. For those that are just joining us again, a 1-0 lead off of the bat of designated player Danny Rosselli, who hit into a 6-3 ground out with an RBI. As Amanda Owens, who is up here, she scored the team's lone run of the contest. looking to do some more damage is Adelphi. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and hit right through Santos and Gora into left field for a base hit. Owens leads things off with her second hit of the game. Leads things off here in the bottom of the fifth.
Number 15, Emily Whitman.
That's going to bring up the second baseman in Emily Whitman, who's 1 for 2 with a single, into center. She tries signaling bunt. Gets fouled back. A little bit breezy here. Fantastic for the players. Not so much for the broadcaster, as things are beginning to fly. Center fielder Lauren O'Neill on deck. The aforementioned designated player Danny Rosselli in the hole. A little high, Emily Whitman thought. That one is fouled back. Right behind the Adelphi dugout. The 1-2 from Erdy. In the dirt and gets past the catcher Andrade. And Owens says, let's go to second. And that one should be scored a passed ball. Wait for our official score to figure that out. That one is blooped into right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit in front of the right fielder, Ortega. Getting to third base is Amanda Owens. And Emily Whitman with a little bloop single.
Now batting number 00, Lauren O'Neill.
And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Lauren O'Neill. As now runners are on the corners. With no outs. Runner goes. O'Neill swings that one. Jalea Santos with the catch. The tag at home is out. And now in a little bit of a runoff and getting back to first base is Emily Whitman. So let's get the story straight here. As Amanda Owens gets caught at home as Jalea Santos grabs that one on a pop-up from Lauren O'Neill for the first out. So that was a double play. So following the pop-up, that one I guess could be scored a 6-2. A pop-up and then, actually it wouldn't be a 6-2, it would be a P6. And then the runner gets caught at home for the second out. Designated player Danny Rosselli is up. That one is hit past the diving Santos, in for a base hit to center field. Emily Whitman now at second base. Now the hits are coming for head coach Carla Campagna's Adelphi University Panthers. With two away, the runners at first and second think about advancing, with Andrade mishandling the pitch from Erdy. Faith Camilleri 0 for 2, looking to join the hit party. That ball chopped directly to third base and caught to get Erdy in and out of trouble by Gora. So following this half inning, No runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners are left on base. Let's head to the top of the 6th inning. 1-0 Adelphi University, still 1-7-1. American International College 0-2-0. When we return, we will get the top of the 6th inning underway. Wells, Santos, Ortega when we return on any10now.tv. Well, top of the 6th inning here from Adelphi Field. And American gets in and out of trouble. And Allie Muller will continue her dominant start with Abigail Wells at the dish. First pitch is a called strike. 4 strikeouts for Muller thus far. Right now, that is, if you add it all up, as that softball, you can hear that one goes directly above us. Count 0-2. But what we did say earlier about Allie Muller, in her previous 2 games combined, she has 19 strikeouts. Here she's got 4 to add to that count. That ball is hit directly to Owens. Owens to Camilleri. Just gets the speedster Wells at first for the first out to lead things off in the top of the 6th. Jalea Santos.
Now batting number 2, Jalea Santos.
Second game slated to start at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on any10now.tv. I will be with you once again on the call as that ball from Allie Muller gets past Angela Lignelli. In a big conference game here this afternoon, as we did say earlier, the 10-4 Panthers overall, 8-2 in the conference, looking for their 9th win in conference play and 11th win overall. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Santos check swings. Did she go? Looks as if that she did go, says second umpire Carrie Ann Smith for the first strike. Here's the 1-1. Upstairs and just outside, counts 2-1. Swung on and hit back into the walkway. Swung on and missed. Down on strikes goes Jalea Santos for the 5th strikeout of the afternoon for Allie Muller. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Olivia Ortega, who's 1 for 2 with a single into right. And a fly ball out to Lauren O'Neill. So there are other games here within the NE10. We will get you squared away on those scores shortly as that ball is hit into center field and past the 2 middle infielders for a base hit. And that is the 3rd hit allowed by Allie Muller.
14, Casey Allison.
It's going to bring up the first baseman, Casey Allison. Over 2. The pop up to Lignelli, the catcher, and a swinging strikeout in this contest. It's a total of 8 games, including our 2 this afternoon, 6 others around the Southwest Division. And really around the NE10 as a whole. Here's the 1-1. Just nicked the outside corner of the plate. Counts 1-2. Ortega at first. Allison in the dish. That ball is swung on and hit foul behind the bullpen of American International. Here's the 2-2 from Muller. That one is hit directly to Owens. She decides to throw to first as opposed to the force, and that is good for a 6-3 to conclude the top of the 6th inning. Following 5.5 innings of play, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base, being the second baseman, or rather the right fielder in Olivia Ortega. Let's get things started here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sophia Cicchetti, Angela Lignelli, and Kendall Wynn. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up when we return on NE10Now.tv. 1-0, Adelphi leads.
Cicchetti.
5, 6, 7 hitters up for Adelphi. Cicchetti, Lignelli, Wynn. Around the entire NE10, I think the biggest storyline thus far is New Haven leading Southern Connecticut by a score of 3-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. Bentley and Stonehill obviously in the opposite division. Bentley with a 1-0 lead in the top of the 3rd. Assumption St. Anselm, 1-0 with the latter squad leading. And with the 4 contests after is ours, New Haven, Southern Connecticut, Bentley, Stonehill, and Assumption and St. Anselm. We will give you updates as we go along this contest. And Cicchetti to lead things off in the bottom of the 6th inning. Counts 2-1, 1-0 Adelphi. That ball is hit directly to Gora. Gora, a little low on the throw, but great scoop there from Casey Allison for the 5-3.
Now batting number 2,
The first of 2 this afternoon. We'll get you starters and lineups later on in the start of our second broadcast. Brings up Angela Lignelli. Counts 0-1. Already at 81 pitches. Ball's in the dirt and gets past Andrade. No one on the base path, so no one goes anywhere, and Andrade can trot back easily. Doesn't have to frantically find the softball. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and hit directly to Santos. She bobbles it, but she scoops that up. Allison with the grab, and good for the 6-3. Kendall Wynn, the right fielder. Hit into center field for Abigail Wells in her first time at bat. And then hit a bloop single into right field, as that one is hit into shallow right. But getting that one is Berman for the 4-3 for the third out. 1-2-3 inning for Isabella Erdy. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base. Last licks for American International College as Adelphi sits with a 1-0 lead heading into the top of the 7th inning. We'll be right back on the opposite side of this break on any10now.tv. Allie Muller coming back out. Looking for her third complete game in a row. Yes, we did say that. That is her third, or looking for her third complete game in a row in a combined 12 innings pitched, not including this afternoon, as the 4, 5, 6 hitters for American are the last line of defense, looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Brianna Rivera, designated player, 0 for 2 on the afternoon. She fouls that one back just to the left of the third base dugout. Fans are still no longer permitted, or still not permitted in Fickey Field, at the cardboard cutouts along the first base line. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Down on strikes goes Brianna Rivera to lead things off in the top of the 7th. sixth strikeout for the senior right-handed pitcher out of Hopewell Junction. Again, she continues to extend the NE10 strikeout lead for this for this season rather. As she sits with 73, she came in with 67. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is off of the glove of Lignelli. Nicole Maingoal in the pen. Warming up, that one is chopped down the third base line and foul. Home plate umpire Pablo Oliveras was on the call for that one. And just by taking a wild guess, we'd have to figure that Nicole Maingoal is on deck to start game 2. You would think. Unless she's just staying warm. 50-50 guess, I guess. Count 1-2 on Alexis Jimenez, who's also over 2. Here's the 1-2 from Muller. Swung on and hit into right field. Coming all the way from center field, though, was Lauren O'Neill calling off her right fielder win. What a great job there by the Stamford, Connecticut senior outfielder.
Now batting number 42, Victoria Andrade.
It's going to bring up the catcher, Victoria Andrade. Who again is 0 for 2. And a lot of these players in this lineup have yet to see 3 at-bats. Victoria Andrade is only the 6th player in today's lineup to see 3 at-bats, because it's been such a shutdown afternoon for Allie Muller. Here's the 2-0. Just off, or just inside. And Allie Muller, as well as the Adelphi dugout, wanting that inside corner call. Does not get it. Here's the 3-0. Takes ball 4, 4-pitch walk for Victoria Andrade. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Cody Gora,
Now batting number 9, Cody
who
Gora.
again, feel like this is a broken record, who is 0 for 2. Popped up to Owens and hit in a ground out to Ashley Lombardi. That ball is hit. A bloop into center, caught by Lauren O'Neill, and that is going to do it here from Janet L. Fickey Field for game number 1. We will get you the lineups. We will get you the estimated time. We'll figure it all out right here on any10now.tv. But your final stat line for Adelphi, 1-7-1. Allie Muller grabbing her 7th win of her senior campaign, only allowing a 3-hit shutout. And a great job there from the senior right-handed pitcher, who, again, as we did say, extends her NE10 conference lead to 73 strikeouts on the year. She gets the win. Isabella Erdy gets the loss. And as we did say earlier, warming up in the pen was Nicole Maingoal. We'll get you probable pitchers when we return for game number 2. Once again, folks, if this is the last time that we do see you, Sean Dugan, our producer, Joey Jarzinka on the call this afternoon. Game number 2 is due up shortly. We figure within, we'd say about half hour. Keep in touch. We'll see you all shortly. 1-0, Adelphi wins game.
came to the US, I was 15 years old. My family was really poor. Now I got 50 employees. When the pandemic hit, I was really scared about losing my business. But Osmar, my financial advisor from Northwestern Mutual, he told me, brother, we got your back. His financial planning helped to save my business. If I could talk to my younger self, I would say, you're gonna be proud of yourself.
Now for the starting lineups for the visiting Yellow Jackets.
Well, back here from Janet L. Fickey Field here in Garden City, I'm Joey Jarzinko alongside my producer and Sean Dugan. We appreciate you returning here on Any10Now.tv. Adelphi University looking to complete the doubleheader sweep against American International College. The latter in American, they come in here with sporting a 7-9 and 6-6 record in the conference. Following the previous loss against Adelphi, they now fall to 7-10, 6-7, and really the biggest part in that is because of Allie Muller, who has completed her third complete game in a row, and that is 25 25 strikeouts combined as well. Nicole Maingoal is now in the circle for game number 2, as is Chloe Jones for the visiting American International College Yellow Jackets. Let's get to the starting lineup first for the visiting American International Yellow Jackets. It is the same exact lineup with the exception of Chloe Jones. Jalea Santos leading off at shortstop, Olivia Ortega in right field, Casey Allison, the third batter, playing first base. The cleanup hitter designated player Brianna Rivera, Alexis Jimenez batting fifth in left field. Batting sixth and catching is Victoria Andrade. Cody Gora batting seventh, third baseman. Mackenzie Berman, the second baseman, batting eighth. And finally, in the 9-hole is the center fielder Abigail Wells. Let's get to a little bit more about Nicole Maingoal. She is a senior right-handed pitcher out of Lidditz, Pennsylvania, Warwick High School. And what we saw her do in her last start against University of New Haven, it was not a pretty one, where she was only able to go 2 full innings, to complete 2 full innings, allowing five hits, 5 runs. 2 of those were earned, and a walk, a double, a wild pitch, and a hit by pitch. So she was credited with the loss in that game against University of New Haven. But we are underway here in game number 2, as Adelphi University looks for their 12th win of the season and their 10th of the conference season. Nicole Maingoal, 1-0. Jalea Santos is up for the American International College Yellow Jackets. Adelphi looking to extend its winning streak to 5, while American is currently on a 4-game skid, looking to snap that 4-game skid. Inside corner, called strike by home plate umpire Carrie Ann Smith, as Pablo Oliveras and her both switched positions. Pablo Oliveras is at first. Home plate umpire, as we did say, Carrie Ann Smith. That ball is sent right back to main goal with a little dish there to Camilleri for the first out to get things underway here in game number 2. It is a gorgeous afternoon, and earlier we probably saw, I would say, over 70 degrees. There was not a single breeze in sight. It's getting a little chilly here, but nothing crazy. And the sun is slowly going down. With one out, it's going to bring up Olivia Ortega, the right fielder. She sends that one directly to Lombardi for the 5-3 putout. Nice and easy thus far for Nicole Maingoal. Defensive alignment for Adelphi. From left to right is Cicchetti, O'Neill, Wynn. In the infield, Lombardi, Owens, Whitman, Camilleri. In the circle is Maingoal. And doing the catching duties this afternoon, or in game number 2, is Hannah Pineda. We'll get to her statistics later on in the broadcast, but her and Angela Lignelli switch spots from the bench to the backstop. First pitch to Casey Allison. It's called strike. In the last contest against Adelphi, just roughly about an hour ago, Casey Allison was 0 for 3 with a strikeout swinging. Grounded to Amanda Owens and popped up to the catcher in Lignelli. Hannah Pineda turns around and asks Carrie Ann Smith about the strike zone. The 1-1 from Maingoal. That ball is hit into left field, and that one is going to fall in for a base hit. She's out by the wall, being Jimenez, or rather, excuse me, Cicchetti. And Casey Allison gets things started with a stand-up double into left field for American International. With 2 outs, that's going to bring up the designated player, Brianna Rivera. 0 for 3. Strikeout looking, strikeout swinging. On a ground ball directly to Amanda Owens. Inside corner. Called strike. Two down. Runner on second. Runner in scoring position. If we remember in the last game, Allie Muller had a very similar opening half inning in game 1, where she had Jalea Santos and Olivia Ortega at third and second respectively to open up the contest of game number 1. And then she was able to get in and out of trouble with a pop-up and a ground ball out and a strikeout swinging. So we'll see if that fate holds true here with Maingoal in game number 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit directly to Camilleri. She takes that one unassisted. Very good job there from the first baseman in Faith Camilleri. So with a runner left on base being Casey Allison, with no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base, Brianna Rivera goes down with that ground ball directly to the first baseman, and that's going to bring up Whitman, O'Neill, and Rosselli, and the rest of the lineup will be revealed when we return on Any10Now.tv. 0-0 in game number 2. So let's get things started here in the bottom of the first inning. Whitman, O'Neill, Rosselli due up right now. And the rest of the starting lineup for Adelphi University is leading off the second baseman, Emily Whitman, Lauren O'Neill in center field, the designated player, Danny Rosselli, Faith Camilleri at first base, cleaning up, Hannah Pineda, the catcher, and switching spots with Angela Lignelli and Hannah Pineda, senior catcher out of Stony Brook University. We'll get to her statistics later on. Sophia Cicchetti, left fielder, Kendall Wynn, right field, Ashley Lombardi batting 8th at third base, and at short is Amanda Owens batting 9th. In the circle for American International College is Chloe Jones. And Chloe Jones sporting a 1-2 win-loss record. And in her most previous game, she had a rough outing, 3 full innings of work, allowing 10 hits, 6 total runs, 4 of those being earned. She only had 1 strikeout, a double, a triple, and that was actually her first triple allowed this season. And like as we did say, definitely a rough start for her in the last game, but we'll see what she has here in store as she is in front of the count 0-2 on Whitman. That ball is down low in the dirt. Count 1-2. Floater. Off speed. Count 2-2. Ball is high. Count runs full. On deck, as we did say, essentially the same lineup with just the exception of Pineda for Lignelli. Here's the payoff. Works a walk, and Whitman opens things up in game number 2 with a runner on base. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Lauren O'Neill. It was 1 for 3 with a single into center against Isabella Erdy in the last game. Signaling bunt and grabbing there is Berman, as that is a 4-3 putout. And advancing the runner is O'Neill. Whitman heads to second base
Now batting number 8.
for the first out. Designated player Danny Rosselli, who in the last game, if you are just joining us here, folks, she hit the team's lone RBI of the contest. And the crazy part was that it was not even a hit. It was a ground ball out to Jalea Santos, where the runner at third, being Amanda Owens at the time, came in to score. And Amanda Owens, the aforementioned shortstop, was the team's lone run and the game-winning run. Let's see if Rosselli has the same fate here this afternoon in Game 2. With Whitman in scoring position, count is 1-1 with 1 away. Tying her cleat is Chloe Jones. Checking the runner at second base is Andrade. And coming all the way from shallow right was Mackenzie Berman. Middle infielders split wide. Breaking ball. Count 2-2. Rosselli steps off and then heads back into the box. Just outside, ball 3. Count runs full. Whitman at second and in scoring position. fouled back. Rosselli keeps the at-bat alive. Ball 4, and Rosselli works a walk. Early troubles here for Chloe Jones. And that will bring up the cleanup hitter, Faith Camilleri. Rosselli at first, Whitman at second. Lauren O'Neill with the lone out of the bottom of the first. Camilleri. Choppered to Santos. Santos checks the runner at third, and she is safe. Everyone is safe. She tries to get the force. And instead, everyone is safe, and a good dive there by Emily Whitman to ensure that her foot touched the bag just in front of her head coach, Carlin Campagna. And Jalea Santos does not get the force at first, but instead tries for third and fails. Bases are loaded. That will bring up Hannah Pineda, the catcher. Outside, counts 2-0. Again, no place to put Pineda as the bases are loaded. We'll give you a little bit about Pineda shortly, but this season, 5 RBIs, 3 hits. Let's see if she can get her 4th here in a big way, and that one goes past the diving Gora for a base hit. Coming home to score is Whitman, and Adelphi takes a 1-0 lead early on in the contest.
Now batting number 2,
Pineda with her 6th RBI and her 4th hit of the 2021 season. And Chloe Jones, as we did say, is in a little bit of trouble early on, allowing 2 hits thus far and 1 run. That's going to bring up Sophia Cicchetti with the bases still loaded. Cicchetti 0 for 3 in the last game. Strikeout, fly out to left field, and a ground ball to the third baseman in Gora. Jones the 1-1. Breaking ball. Ball 2. And they were waiting. Victoria Andrade did believe that could have been one way or the other. Was hoping for the other, obviously. Here's the 2-1 from Jones. Big swing and miss there from Cicchetti. Rosselli at third, Camilleri at second, Pineda at first. Kendall Wynn on deck, Lombardi in the hole. It's a foul ball. The 2-2 signaling bunt is Cicchetti. She then comes back, and the count runs full at 3-2. Again, no place to put the stunning young freshman who has been sparkling early on in her NCAA career. That ball is hit high into right field along the right field line. Heading there and grabbing that one. No, she drops it. Is the right fielder Ortega. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. And Ortega misses that one. And the head coach Shalise Tolentino was out from the dugout chatting with home plate umpire Carrie Smith. And it is a 3-0 lead early on. So it looks as if that they will give that a hit. Or actually, that one is undetermined yet. Since there are 2 singles from Pineda and Camilleri. Now Cicchetti is at first. Runners on the corners. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Wynn. Signaling bunt. Runner goes. And Andrade cuts off the throw with Berman. And getting to second base safely is Cicchetti. So we're still waiting on that call into right field, what the deal is there. But it is a 3-0 lead in favor of Adelphi. Here's the 1-0. Inside, counts 2-0. Jones in early trouble. And it looks as if that they are giving that an error for Cicchetti. So that would be an E9 then. And she's at second with that stolen base. Called strike on the outside corner. With 1 out. Up high. Counts 3-0. A very, very, it actually should be 3-1. So the scoreboard is off. The scoreboard is now correct at 3-1. Works a walk, and the bases are once again loaded for Ashley Lombardi. Looks as if that head coach Shalise Tolentino has seen enough. Or it could possibly be a talk. So we'll wait to see what the deal is here, and it looks as if that Shalise Tolentino is going to keep Chloe Jones in. There's really not many other options if Jones were to falter. Casey Allison, Alexis Jimenez, Riley Sullivan, the aforementioned Isabella Erdy, who you would figure is done for the afternoon following 90 pitches in the last game. Ball's high for Ashley Lombardi. Again, base path is loaded. Win at first. Cicchetti at second. Inside corner, called strike from Carrie Ann Smith. 3 runs. And it looks as if that So count now at 3-1. Again, no place to put Lombardi. We'll see what Jones can do here. Called strike 2. That one just looked like on the outside corner once again. So getting those calls is Jones, Carrie Ann Smith, the home plate umpire. Calling a wide strike zone. That one is stymied into left field, but foul. So it looks as if that Faith Camilleri and her hit which was the 6-5, if you will, where everyone was safe, they are ruling that it looks as if like an error. And they're giving the other one a hit. That one is popped up. Allison grabs that one. No, she... Waiting for that one, and it looks as if that she did grab that. And I think everyone, even on the field, thought that Casey Allison dropped that. So if this was a radio call, we'd be fired over here. But what we do know is that is an out, and there are 2 errors on the scoreboard, which is, now that makes more sense. And that's going to bring up, again, Amanda Owens. We are now 1 through 9 all the way down. Next batter would be Emily Whitman again. So with 2 outs, Amanda Owens, bases are loaded. Called strike, counts 1 and 2. Swung on and missed. Down on strikes goes Amanda Owens. So following that half inning, my goodness, we've got a lot to tell you here, folks. It's going to be 3 runs on 1 hit, 3 runners left on base, and 2 errors. My goodness, what a start for Adelphi here in game number 2. It's going to be the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Jimenez, Andrade, Gora, due up when we return on any10now.tv. 3-0 in favor of Adelphi. Back here for the top of the second. We are underway. 1 pitch, 1 out already, as we couldn't even get up there quick enough, as Alexis Jimenez with the F9 to start things off here in the second. The catcher, Victoria Andrade.
Now batting number 42, Victoria Andrade.
0 for 3 in the last contest. As we did say, Berman and Wells did not get a third at bat in the last game. That's how stellar Allie Muller was. Andrade had a looking strikeout, a ground out to Owens, and a walk. Albeit a 3-0 game. 3-1-0, 0-1-1. And we did get clarification on that 1 hit by Sophia Cicchetti. And that one is an E9. Had a little problems with that earlier when we were trying to figure that out. Foul back. Here's the 2-2 from main goal. Chopped right back to main goal. And the little dish back to Camilleri for the 1-3.
Now batting number 9, Cody Gora.
It's going to bring up Cody Gora, playing third base. 0 for 3 in the last game. Looking for her 10th hit on the year. Coming in with a 184 batting average. We figure it did go down in the last game. One count. Main goal behind in the count. 2-1. Grounded right back to main goal for the back-to-back 1-3 putout. 1-2-3 inning for Nicole Main goal. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base. Chloe Jones, we'd figured to be back out on the mound following a 3-run bottom of the first. Emily Whitman, Lauren O'Neill, Danny Rosselli, top of the order, due up when we return on NA10 Now. .TV 3-0 in favor Adelphi. Emily Whitman due up for Adelphi. 3-1-0 for the Panthers here from Janet L. Fickey Field. Chloe Jones having a difficult time. All 3 runs thus far are earned. And it is a hit by pitch for Emily Whitman to lead things off here in the bottom of the second. Lauren O'Neill. Due up here in the bottom of the second. First time up, she hit into a 4-3. Ground out to Mackenzie Berman. Runner thinks about going in Whitman, but Lauren O'Neill foul tipped that bunt. So now we know, obviously, what we usually see in the world of softball and even sometimes in baseball too. To advance the runner from first to second. Runner goes, but it's a foul back directly behind Victoria Andrade, the catcher. Counts 0-2. O'Neill's got to think wisely here, see what the call is. And here's the 0-2. Runner thinks about going in Whitman. Andrade holds her back. Counts 1-2. Swing directly into Jones with the 1-3, and that is double play. My goodness. So catching the runner half asleep in Emily Whitman. She did go on that one, and she was halfway to second base. So that's going to bring up the designated player, Danny Rosselli. And just like that, the inning is done. So with that L3 to end the inning, that one was a nice, easy, quick bottom of the second inning for American International. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We'll be right back on the opposite side of this break. Adelphi in front, 3-0. 8-9-1 due up when we return for American International, Berman, Wells, and Santos. Adelphi holding a 3-0 lead. I'm Joey Jarzinka, right here on the Any10Now.tv website. Cannot thank you all enough for joining us here on this gorgeous Wednesday afternoon in Game 2 of 2 from Garden City. Any10 Southwest Division softball. Going to bring up the second baseman in Mackenzie Berman. Was 0 for 2 in the last game, and as we did say, Berman and Wells, the next two hitters actually, they did not get a third at bat. Main goal, inside, sails right by the knees of Berman, counts 1-0. And the reason why we bring that up is because in the last game, a combined, or actually, it was 6 strikeouts for Allie Muller, but that third complete game in a row gives her 25 combined strikeouts in the last 3 outings for the senior righty. Nicole Maingold trying to flip the switch from her last outing, where she was unable to secure the victory. Fouled directly to, or in front of the catcher, Hannah Pineda. Assistant coach Lou Vanacore says way to jump on that, as that was Great reflex there from the former Division I athlete out of Stony Brook. Checks the swing, up high, counts 2-2. Mackenzie Berman out of Camarillo, California, Adelphi Camarillo High School. In 2020, she had a run scored against Glenville in a very abbreviated COVID-19 campaign that shut down not only the world, but also shut down the season. But we're all grateful to be back out here enjoying some softball and enjoying sports in general and being out here with all of our friends and family. Here's the 2-2 from main goal. Chopper directly to main goal. And we might as well get used to saying 1-3, 1-3, and 1-3. Because the ground balls that have been hit directly to main goal have been pretty stellar. If we want to say 1 for 3, Nicole Maingold has been 3 for 3 on those throws to Camilleri.
24, Abigail Wells.
So that's going to bring up the center fielder, Abigail Wells. And Berman did a good job working the pitch count there. Now at 27. And the reason why we bring that up, even though it was only like 3 or 4 pitches, is because the last 2 batters in Gora and Andrade was a combined 4. And in those 2 at-bats, those were 2 1-3s as well. That one is foul. Abigail Wells. The burst of speed out of the batter's box. Here's the 0-2. Outside for the first ball of the at-bat. Home plate umpire Carrie Ann Smith calls an official time. Looks as if that she just needs to replace the softballs with Nicole Maingold. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and hit right to to Nicole Maingold. And again, 4 consecutive 1-3s. That's pretty good. That's got to be a record. Someone listening, please give us a tweet at Adelphi SB and let us know what that is, if they've ever seen 4 consecutive 1-3s before. That's fantastic. For the second out, it's going to bring up Jalea Santos. That ball is hit into right field. See, can she get it? She can. My goodness, the 9-3. One you normally never see in the scorebook as the 9-3 out. That just shows the confidence that Adelphi has in this doubleheader. A 1-2-3 inning again for Nicole Maingold and the Adelphi University Panthers. Zeros across the board. Adelphi still with a 3-0 lead heading into the bottom of the third.
Camilleri.
A pair of 1-2-3 innings for Adelphi and Nicole Maingoal. She's dealing, and Chloe Jones not so much, but she did deal in the last half inning. And the bottom of the third, the 4-5-6 hitters, Camilleri, Pineda, Cicchetti, are due up. Camilleri at the dish. Count is 1-0. Pineda on deck. Foul back. Floater up high, count 2-1. And Faith Camilleri, as we did bring up in the last game, she ranks third in the NE10 with 9 RBIs, 12 hits on the season. She's looking for RBI number 10. She's looking for hit number 13. Following an 0-for-3 game where she grounded to Cody Gora, a pair, and struck out swinging. Her brother Nick played baseball at Ramapo, so athletics runs through the family as that ball gets past Victoria Andrade. Faith Camilleri is her major, is nursing. Count runs full at 3-2. That ball is hit into left field, and that's going to split the outfielders. There is the stand-up double for Faith Camilleri to lead things off here in the bottom of the third.
Batting number 9, Hannah Pineda.
And it looks as if that we might see a change, and it looks as if that we are. And Chloe Jones, her day is complete. And we are going to see the first baseman, Casey Allison. So we are going to have a couple of switches here where head coach Shalise Tolentino will be heading to the bullpen. And we'll be right back on the opposite side of this break to give you some information about our new pitcher.
I came to the U.S.
Avo Taco is a fresh new spot to enjoy a variety of freshly prepared house-made signature items. You can taste their one-of-a-kind ingredients from their green chili queso, carnitas topped guacamole, and vast taco menu to their famous specialty cocktails, including on the rocks or frozen rum punch, prickly pear margaritas, sangria, or passion. We'll finish that in a second. And that one looks like that one is off of the wall. Coming around to score is Camilleri. And that one there for Hannah Pineda is a triple. Faith Camilleri comes in to score to make it 4-0. Adelphi to continue with this, including on the rocks or frozen rum punch, prickly pear margaritas, sangria, or passion fruit pina coladas, all handcrafted with only the best and most fresh ingredients. Enjoy 10% off with your Adelphi ID on all dine-in purchases. Avo Taco, tropical cocktails, artisanal tacos, and guacamole beyond compare. Avo Taco, ladies and gentlemen, is a proud sponsor of the Adelphi University Panthers. As we were in the middle of our promo read, we did have a leadoff, or a triple rather, for Hannah Pineda. And that one was actually, it looked like it was off of the top of the fence. So, I don't know. Normally one would think that that would be home run territory. And that sent the center fielder in Abigail Wells back. And all of this is because there's a brand new pitcher in Casey Allison. So she moved from first base, while the designated player went to first base in Brianna Rivera. So there's no more DP for right now. The flex is gone in Chloe Jones. And we'll get her numbers shortly. But Sophia Cicchetti is up. Count 2-2. Casey Allison, her win-loss record this season, 0-4. And against Lemoyne in game number 1 on April 4th, she was credited with the loss, three full innings of work, allowing 5 hits and 3 earned runs. Or rather, 2 earned runs, a walk, a strikeout, and a triple in 40 pitches, rather. Here's the payoff. Outside, and Cicchetti works a walk. Runners are on the corners with no out.
Now batting number 7, Kendall Wynn.
That brings up the freshman infielder, Kendall Wynn. Fairborn, Ohio. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is where she hails from. Runner goes. Andrade the throw. The tag is out. The tag is in time. And Cicchetti gets caught stealing. So Cicchetti in the first inning, she was credited with the stolen base. And trying to get lucky a second time, stopped there by Jalea Santos and Andrade. Looked as if it might have nicked the outside corner, and Casey Allison believes the exact same thing, as is most of the players in the outfield. Count is 1-2. Here's Allison. Popped up. Berman and Santos. Santos calls off Berman for the second out. So now, following the caught stealing from Cicchetti, is only one runner on third, which is Hannah Pineda, who hit that RBI triple off of the wall just to the left of the 220 marker in straightaway center. It's going to bring up Ashley Lombardi, who bloops one into right field. And Ortega with the one-handed catch, good for the final out. And that is most likely going to do it for this half inning, and it does. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Let's go to the top of the 4th inning here in Garden City. We'll be right back on the opposite side of this break. 4-0 in favor of Adelphi. We'll be right back on the opposite side of this break. Any10now.tv is your home for Adelphi University Panther Sports.
Batting number 1, Olivia Ortega.
2, 3, 4 hitters due up for American International, Ortega, Allison, and Rivera, the right fielder, the pitcher, and the first baseman, respectively. And as we did say, the designated player is now at first base. Nicole Maingold coming out for her third inning of work. And in the previous 2 half innings for her, she's pitched 1, 2, 3 innings. An F9, a 1-3, a 1-3, a 1-3, a 1-3, and a 9-3, respectively. And yes, in that whole sequence, there was 4 consecutive ground balls hit to the aforementioned main goal. And it was the main goal Camilleri show for a little bit there, folks. It was just the assembly line. Kept running, going back and forth there, and that one hits into left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Coming on there is Lauren O'Neill to grab that one, and heading in there for a stand-up double is Olivia Ortega to start the top of the 4th.
Now batting number 14, Casey Allison.
Now the pitcher, Casey Allison. As head coach Shalise Tolentino had summoned her from, you can't even say the bullpen, summoned her from first base and made that switch. Runner at second. Pineda checks there and off of the glove of Whitman. Whitman came all the way over from second base, trying to check the runner at second. Pineda behind the plate, and thankfully there Owens was able to take that grab. That one is sent into right field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit right by right center field. Grabbing that ball is Wynn, coming in to score is Ortega. And Ortega is in for the score. Casey Allison is out at third.
Now batting number 19, Brianna Rivera.
And it looks as if that get the official scoring on that play in just a moment. But that's going to bring up the new first baseman in Brianna Rivera, who, as we did say earlier, had to do a little bit of a triple move. And she fell victim to that. So if I had my say in this, Wynn did bobble the softball. So, and that's exactly what it looks as if that the official scorer here has got. A double to right, and then out at third over there. That's going to be credited as a double and then out at third. So Brianna Rivera, as we did say at first base now. Count is 0-2. Popped up. Pineda running into the padding. As that one actually is in the gate. That ball is hit directly at a Whitman. Good for the out. That's now the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Alexis Jimenez.
18, Alexis Jimenez.
0 for 1, flew out into right. Combined 0 for 4 on the afternoon. Between the two pitchers in Muller and Maingoal. That ball is sent into right field. Coming on is Wynn, and actually calling everyone off again is O'Neill. My goodness. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left on base. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th, shall we? 9-1-2, Owens, Whitman, O'Neill due up when we return on any10now.tv. 4-1 in favor of Adelphi here in game number 2 from Garden City. (9-1-2) hitters for Adelphi. 4-1 is the score in favor of your Panthers. Casey Allison out for her second inning of work. And actually, it would be technically not a full inning of work, as that one is hit into right field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Coming around second is Owens. Can she get to third? And she's in there with a stand-up triple. The right fielder in Olivia Ortega played so far in. And Amanda Owens with a stand-up triple to open the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting number 15, Emily Whitman.
That's going to bring up the second baseman, Emily Whitman. Run scored, a walk, and a hit by a pitch. She was also out at first in that weird double play that happened as well. It wasn't even a weird double play. It was a fantastic line out by Lauren O'Neill, and then Chloe Jones was able to catch Emily Whitman in between first and second. Count runs 2-0. Amanda Owens at third. That stand-up triple. Ball's inside. Counts 3-0, no outs. Right down the middle. 3-1. Lauren O'Neill on deck. That ball is sent into right field. Can that drop fair? And it does! Ortega could not grab that. Coming in to score is Owens. And rounding third is Whitman. Adelphi with a 5-1 lead following that hit into right. That one fell just inside the right field foul line. That's pretty good. Could not have planned that any better. And Whitman will be credited with a triple. And an RBI triple. That one is bunted directly to first, and no one's home. No one is at home. No one is at first base. My goodness, and it looked as if that a complete miscommunication between the new first baseman in Brianna Rivera. She was right next to the pitcher in Casey Allison. Another run comes in to score, being Emily Whitman, and the lead is now at 5, 6-1 in favor of Adelphi. So you got to cover the base path at all times, as with a 5-run differential, Adelphi with a comfortable 6-1 lead. And O'Neill is at first. Danny Rosselli is now the batter. Count 1-1. Up high. Count 2-1. Looks as if that there is no doubt in any of our minds. Looks as if that it is 1 ball and 2 strikes, as home plate umpire Carrie Ann Smith called it. And it should be 2-2. 2-1. The scoreboard's a little off. And working a walk. So maybe the scoreboard was right. But we did know that. We did see the signal of 2-1. But Danny Rosselli works a walk. So in that case, we are going to see some changes. Let's see what we've got here. Head coach Carla Campagna. And it looks as if that going to see a pinch runner. And we have to remember, folks, is that in softball, you can
Pinch running, number 1, Jaden Farhat.
send runners in, and then you can replace them or return in. And for the statisticians that know about going into stat crew, trying to figure everything out and putting them back in or returning, it's a pain. That one's popped up. Good for the first out. Caught there by Casey Allison.
Now batting, number 9, Hannah Pineda.
That's going to bring up Hannah Pineda, who is 2 for 2 on the afternoon with a stand-up triple. She signals bunt. Runner goes from second to third. Is she out? She's out nice and easily. And that is Lauren O'Neill, who gets caught stealing from second to third. The field umpire, Pablo Oliveras, runs all the way over from middle infield. And calls that one out. So now with 2 away, Hannah Pineda steps back in. And Rosselli, or actually rather the pinch runner in Jaden Farhat. That one is popped foul behind the bullpen of the Panthers. And it looks as if that one is out. And the runner left early, and that's exactly what did happen there. So, and that is going to do here as inning is complete. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and no one left on base. Let's head to the top of the 5th inning with Andrade, Gora, and Berman due up when we return on any10now.tv. 6-1 in favor of Adelphi. Six, 7, 8 hitters for American International. Victoria Andrade in the dish. Nicole Maingold still in the circle. Nick the inside corner. Count 0-1. Downstairs. Trying to get that inside corner again was Maingold, but just a little too low. Count 1-1. Andrade had a fantastic series against Lemoyne. That one is popped to Whitman. Good for the first out.
Now batting number 9, Cody Gora.
It's going to bring up the third baseman in Cody Gora. Who's in a bit of a slump right now. Combined 0 for 7 in the last 3 games, including the last one against Adelphi. Trying to snap that skid, but sends that one foul. In her debut, or an NCAA debut against Stonehill in game number 1 of the season in a 7-6 win, she had 2 hits, a walk, a double, a run scored. She also struck out one. Check swing. She went. Oh, yes, she did. For the second strike. Home plate umpire Carrie Ann Smith did not even need any confirmation from Pablo Oliveras. That one was clear and over the plate. That one is hit right to Whitman. Whitman with the scoop. And good there for the out.
Now batting, number 10, Mackenzie Berman.
Mackenzie Berman now due up. Last game popped up to Owens and lined one directly to the third baseman in Ashley Lombardi. That one was the boom shot right to the third baseman to end the inning. The last time out. Berman flies one to left field. Grabbing that one is Cicchetti for the out. 1-2-3 inning again for Adelphi. Let's go to the bottom of the fifth inning. 6-1 in favor of Adelphi. You're listening and you're watching to this exclusive presentation of Adelphi University softball right here on any10now.tv. 6-1 in favor of the home team. Hannah Pineda summoned to the dish. 5, 6, 7 hitters for Adelphi. 6-1 is the score, thanks in large part to the current at-batter. Hannah Pineda with an RBI triple. That one was just to the left of the 220 sign in straightaway center. And was off the gate, too. But before anyone even thought about it, she was halfway around second and landed into third, and she was the one that sent home Emily Whitman. That one is sent into center field. That one is going back, and that one is gone! Hannah Pineda with a solo shot to lead off the bottom of the fifth. Adelphi takes a 7-1 lead. And it looks as if that head coach Shalise Tolentino back out to chat with the home plate umpire Carrie Ann Smith to head into the bullpen. And Casey Allison is done. And it looks as if that we do have that pitching change. We will get that to you in just a moment right here on any10now.tv. We'll be right back on the opposite side of this break. Head coach Shalise Tolentino of American International makes a call to the bullpen, and she summons freshman pitcher Riley Sullivan, who in her last appearance, she went 1 full inning, credited with a loss, 23 pitches. She allowed 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 single run, and a double.
Now batting number 6, Sophia Cicchetti.
And Hannah Pineda, just before the break, got Casey Allison out of the game, and Casey Allison now is back from the circle to first base. And we would figure Brianna Rivera now goes back as the DP. And now that flex becomes Riley Sullivan. Pitch upstairs from Sullivan. Altamont, New York native. She actually made a plate appearance in the contest against Lemoyne on game number 2 on April 3rd. But in her second appearance against Pace, she pitched really well in a start. 7 full innings pitched, which is a complete game. She got the win. 6 hits she allowed. She allowed only 1 run, not a single earned. 2 doubles, a hit by a pitch, and had 5 strikeouts. That ball is a pop-up to the third baseman in Gora. And Cicchetti is out.
Now batting number 7, Kendall Wynn.
The right fielder, Kendall Wynn. 0 for 1 with 2 plate appearances. Worked a walk in the first inning. Popped out to Santos, the shortstop, last time up. That one was tipped into the glove of Andrade, count 1-1. You heard that mini tip. 7 runs on 7 hits for Adelphi. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and hit into center field. Coming on is actually the left fielder in Jimenez, but she then drops it. So just to back up there, where Alexis Jimenez, the left fielder, called off the center fielder in Abigail Wells, and Jimenez did not have a grab on that one, so that should be credited as an E7, and it looks as if that it is indeed. Kendall Wynn will reach base for the second time this afternoon, and the first time in game number 2. Still 1 out, Ashley Lombardi. 0 for 2, popped out to Casey Allison and flew out to Olivia Ortega. That one is sent into left field and into the bullpen. Lombardi also had a strikeout swinging in the last game as well. In the last game, if you're just joining us, a gem of an outing for starter Allie Muller, who had 6 strikeouts. Her 3rd complete game in a row. That one is sent into left field again. Jimenez on it. And it looks as if that she did not grab that one. And home plate umpire Carrie Ann Smith does call foul. Looks as if that we will see a pinch hitter due up. And heading to first base. That is it there. And it looks as if that we will be getting that pinch hitter. And that's going to be Claire Fawn.
Now pinch hitting for the Panthers, number 36, Claire Fawn.
And it looks as if that we are going to have a pinch hitter, and it's going to be sophomore Claire Fawn, who's usually a pitcher. 5'9" out of Shrub Oak in New York. But with 2 outs, we'll see what Claire Fawn has in store. So Claire Fawn, who has mainly been used out of the pen, that ball is hit sky high into left field, and that one lands foul, but that one was hit pretty well. And assistant coach Lou Vanacore signaling to his pinch hitter that it was just off from being a home run, about a few inches. That ball is blooped into left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Stopping at second, but unfortunately getting past second base was the runner in Kendall Wynn, and she was caught out. She was trying to get back into second, and there goes that one. But a great hit there from Claire Fawn, and unfortunately around the base path was not good enough there. So, following a bottom of the 5th inning, a home run, a solo shot by Hannah Pineda extends the lead for Adelphi to 7-1. But at the end of 5 full innings of work, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, or 1 error rather, and 1 runner left on base. Let's go to the top of the 6th right here on the NE10Now.TV network. Back here from Garden City, 7-1 in favor of Adelphi. We do have a couple of switches to report, and Amanda Owens heads back to shortstop. And while Wednesday is most likely complete, checking into right field, and we see another 1-3. Again, we bring that up a lot as Abigail Wells grounds out into a 1-3 to lead off the top of the 6th. But in right field now is freshman Alexa Sacramenti. So we'll speak about her later on. Top of the order, we come Jalea Santos with one out, trying to get some life sparked into the American lineup. Nicole Maingoal throwing a two-hit gem with allowing just one run. In 5 innings of work, trying to get, or 5 1/3 inning rather, of work. Counts 1-1. Here's the 1-2 from Maingoal. Foul tipped. Just in front of assistant coach Brenna Martini. Third baseman Ashley Lombardi coming to help out the home plate umpire in Carrie Ann Smith. Count being 1-2 on Jalea Santos. Five 1-3s. 5 ground outs to Maingoal in this game. Count runs 2-2. Foul back. Here's the 2-2. Tipped again in front of the entranceway to the first base dugout. And in the bullpen right now is freshman righty Lindsay Hibbs. Don't know if that is in relief of Maingoal. Possible. We'll see. Maybe just getting warm. But the biggest question here that we're going to ask either head coach Carla Campagna or a player to be determined. We'll finish that sentence in a second. Owens with the diving grab there from Camilleri. Great job there. Nearly she was in a split. Owens on the short throw. And it looks as if that head coach, Shalise Tolentino, is out there to speak with Pablo Oliveras, trying to figure out what the deal is with that throw, if that one maybe she was unable to get him to overturn anything as she comes back in disgust. So 2 away, that's going to bring up the right fielder, Olivia Ortega. We were talking about earlier, just a few seconds ago, how we'll definitely ask them about the rhythm And they come out here, they play a couple of games, and now next week they play a game. And that one is off of the diving glove of Whitman into center field for a base hit. Ortega is aboard.
14, Casey Allison.
It's going to bring up the returning first baseman in Casey Allison. And right now, no one on deck for American, and we now see Brianna Rivera in the on-deck circle. That one is hit right to Whitman. She was unable to bobble that one, and she can only grab one as opposed to two. But that is completely okay because there were 2 outs anyway. So the 4-6 force ends the inning, and through 6 full innings of work for Nicole Maingoal, her and her Adelphi University Panthers hold a 7-1 lead. Following the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning with the top of the order. Whitman, O'Neill, and we'll figure out Rosselli is going to be in there as well. We'll be right back on the opposite side of this break. 7-1 in favor of Adelphi. That's going to bring at the top of the order Emily Whitman for Adelphi, followed by Lauren O'Neill. And we would figure it would be Rosselli unless there is someone else there. A bunt directly to the pitcher, and not in time. The throw, as trying to come over from second base, was Berman. The throw was not in time
Now batting number 00,
from Riley Sullivan. And it looks as if that heading to second. Looks as if that heading to second base now is Whitman. That one is off of the glove of Andrade. And that one should be a pass ball. Looks as if that the sun is definitely, there are some issues with the sun. It is in our eyes. Might just be in the eyes of the catcher as well. Here's the 2-0. Counts 3-0. Whitman at third. Lauren O'Neill takes called strike. Official score giving that a passed ball. That one is in for a base hit. Coming in to score is Emily Whitman, and the lead extends 8-1.
now batting number 8, Daniela
And that's going to bring up Daniela Rosselli. And she checks back in for the likes of her previous pinch runner in Jaden Farhat. That ball is hit into left field for a base hit past Gora. Stopping at second base is O'Neal. And 3 consecutive singles
Now batting number 12, Faith Camilleri.
off of Riley Sullivan for the team's 10th hit. It's going to bring up Faith Camilleri. Runners on first and second with nobody out. One more run will seal the deal, as there is an 8-runner mercy rule in NCAA softball. Or 8-run mercy rule in softball after 5 full innings of work. That ball is sent into left field down the line, but foul. Lauren O'Neal at second. Rosselli at first. One run will do it here. Here's the 1-1. That ball is sent into left field. Going back is Jimenez. Coming up on it is the aforementioned Jimenez for the first out, and that one is a big out in order to keep this game alive for the Yellow Jackets. It's going to bring up the catcher, Hannah Pineda, in her last time out. We know exactly what happened, where she is 3 for 3 with a home run, a triple, an RBI triple that is, and a single into left. So if anyone is in the lineup for Adelphi that you don't want to face, it's this one right here. That ball gets past Andrade and the runners advance. O'Neal to third. Rosselli to second. Pineda at the plate. Trying to keep her composure. One swing of the bat could end this. Either one swing of the bat, a walk for the next batter. 2 consecutive walks could potentially end this. That one is in the dirt and off of the face mask of Andrade. Counts 3-0. Riley Sullivan has to slow down a bit. Clearly rattled. Can Hannah Pineda take advantage of that? Works a 4-pitch walk, and that brings up left fielder Sophia Cicchetti.
Now batting number
And as
6,
we did say earlier, 1 walk, 1 hit will secure the deal. Bunt foul. Counts 0-1. So following this contest, please stay tuned. We will be interviewing a player to be determined and or head coach Carla Campagna. But an interview is due up. Regardless of who it is, we will figure it out. But be sure to stay with us here on any10now.tv. 8-1, bottom of the 6th, bases loaded. 1 out. Breaking ball. 1-2. Here's the 1-2 for Cicchetti. Outside. Count 2-2 fastball. Foul back. Onto the net. Assistant coach Lou Vanacore very vocal in the entrance to the dugout. Here's the 2-2 again. Fouled off the fingertips of the aforementioned Vanacore. O'Neill at third. Rosselli at second. Pineda at first. That ball is blooped. Jalea Santos grabs that one, and that one again is a massive, massive out for American International.
Pinch hitting for the Panthers is number 5, Alexa Sacramenti.
So as we did hear on the public address, she said pinch hitting, but unfortunately that was not a pinch hitter because she came in as a defensive replacement. So it is now the right fielder, Alexa Sacramenti, who is in a fantastic spot here as a freshman. She can make waves here as the runner goes, or checks the runner. Andrade checks the runner at second in Rosselli. Alexa Sacramenti, she has an RBI, an on-base percentage of 200, and 2 hits. Let's see if she can make it her third and most memorable hit. She does not, as that one looked pretty good from this angle, but that one did roll foul. My goodness, that would have put an exclamation point on this afternoon. That ball is skied high and out. Counts 1-2 with 2 outs. Looking for their 4th win in a row is Adelphi, and looking to snap a 4-game losing streak is American International. That ball is chopped foul. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Down on strikes goes the freshman Sacramenti. We head to the top of the 7th inning. And following 6 full innings of play, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 runners were left on base. Brianna Rivera, Alexis Jimenez, and Victoria Andrade due up last licks for American International when we return 8-1 in favor of Adelphi right here on any10now.tv. Last licks for American International. The 4-5-6 hitters, Rivera, Jimenez, Andrade. And leaving 3 runners aboard in the last game, or in the last half inning, was Sacramenti. And Rivera gets plunked in the ankle by Nicole Maingoal. And we might see a pinch runner. And that's exactly what or who we are going to see. And it looks as if that we are going to see. And we're going to see Brianna Harzula as the pinch runner. Freshman shortstop. Her 2 first appearances have been on the base path, make that 3. As Jimenez is now at bat. And that is the first hit by pitch in the game, in both games actually. Counts 0-1. Adelphi went 1 week without playing due to inclement weather. And Adelphi will be going. That one is hit directly to Whitman and back to first base. Camilleri with the scoop. A line out to the diving Whitman and then catching the freshman in Harzula along the base path, and a massive grab by Camilleri.
Now batting number 42, Victoria Andrade.
And that's going to bring up Victoria Andrade as the last line of defense for American. Cody Gora on deck. Mackenzie Berman in the hole. Here's the 0-1 from Maingoal. Up high. Counts 1-1. Here's the 2-1. Called strike 2. Next time Adelphi is back in the circle is at University of New Haven next Wednesday for a doubleheader. And Nicole Maingoal plunks Victoria Andrade. And we we may see another pinch runner. And it looks as if that we are going to see sophomore outfielder Lillian Acampora
Now batting number 9, Cody Gora.
into the contest. She will be the pinch runner. In for the catcher, Victoria Andrade. And Cody Gora, the third baseman, is again the last line of defense for this American International team. Looking for their 8th win of the season is American. Looking for their 11th win of the season overall is Adelphi. That ball is sent into center field. Going back is Lauren O'Neill. She cannot get to it. Coming around third base is Acampora, and she scores. American International narrows the lead to 6, while Adelphi leads 8-2.
Now batting number 10, Mackenzie Berman.
So with the sun slowly setting in left field, Nicole Maingold still in the circle. That's going to bring up Mackenzie Berman. Combined over 4 this afternoon in games 1 and 2, called strike. Hannah Pineda was unable to hang on to that one. If anything, it would have been a pass ball. That ball is hit right off of the glove of Whitman into right field, and coming home with the throw is Sacrapenti. And a great throw there from the young freshman. With now runners on the corners, this game is far from over. Lou Vanacore, assistant coach, will most likely be heading out to speak to the senior right-handed pitcher in Nicole Maingold. So Gora at third, Berman at 1. Vanacore speaking with his pitcher. Home plate umpire Carrie Ann Smith is letting them know to speed it up. And that's going to bring up center fielder Abigail Wells. Who hit into the infamous 1-3. And in the last game against Muller, in her first time up here in Garden City, flew out to Cicchetti and grounded to Owens in game 1. Runner thinks about going. We'll see if Maingold can get out of this contest unscathed even more. Again, a safe cushion so far. But that could change in one swing of the bat, and that is over. Abigail Wells with a line drive directly into the glove of Ashley Lombardi with the final score 8-2 in favor of Adelphi. Well, folks, the final stat line 8-11-0 for Adelphi. American International 2-6-2. And right now, it looks as if that we will be speaking with head coach Carla Campagna in just a few seconds. right here on any10now.tv. We'll be right back on the opposite side of this break. Back here on any10now.tv, Joey Jarzinko alongside head coach Carla Campagna. Carla, congratulations on the pair of victories. Win number 47 for you here at Adelphi University. Also, wins number 12 overall and 10 in the conference. What was the formula to today's doubleheader victory?
Well, we always talk about doing 2 out of the 3, hitting, fielding, and pitching, and I think that we did 2 of the 3 in the first and the second. Offensively, we needed a game, I guess, to get going, but we got going at the right time.
Talk about Allie Muller's performance. This is her 3rd complete game in a row and a combined 25 strikeouts in those 3 outings. She was phenomenal in the first game.
She is. She's really special, and she's really worked extremely, extremely hard on the off season, and it's all coming to fruition, and she should be very proud. All kudos to Allie and Coach Lou.
And not only those two, but how about the performance in game number 2 from Hannah Pineda with a 3-for-4 contest with a walk, a home run, a single, and a triple. What did she do today to really get you guys obviously in the win column again?
Yeah, she's been right there the whole season, and she's been competing, so we're really excited that she got going this game. This is a great game for her to turn it around.
Coach, what's your message to the team heading into next week? It's a 7-day layoff, and you guys are on the road at University of New Haven.
Well, we have some things to work on. Even with those 2 wins, we still have things to work on, so we're going to work on that this week and then get ready to go and focus on whatever game is next.
A 1-0 and an 8-2 victory over the American International College Yellow Jackets. Head coach Carla Campagna, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, head coach, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, one final time, 8-2 is the score in favor of Adelphi University. American International College falls to 7-11, 6-8 in conference play. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, for Sean Dugan, I'm Joey Jarzinka, and for all of us here at Adelphi University, we'll see you all next time here on Any